But there's one main thing that I think I've seen that I've not noticed before, which has come to my attention, what I think Wendy was up to. So, and I can only give you that in the order that I'm going in tonight. So the minute I hit it, you'll know about it. So, right, let's get cracking. Hi guys, welcome. It's Friday night. It's dawn night. See, I'm doing well. I know I'm a bit late tonight, but I'm here. Lounge Bar Crime Night, LBC. Right. First of all, I'm not going to labour this too much. We've got a name for Al. Okay? So we'll do that first. We'll get it out of the way. Because I'm not going to wait till the end. It's coming at the end. No, we'll get that out of the way. But just before I start anything, quick disclaimer. My name's Dawn. You found Lounge Bar Crime. Everything you hear in this video, it's from my own research, it's my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. So, welcome, and right, the name for the owl. First of all, let me just read you this that I read about an owl. It says, that the owl symbolises wisdom, mystery, intelligence and protection. The owl totem provides intuition, knowledge and clairvoyance with its ability to unmask deception. The owl guides people who need to see beyond the obvious. It invites you to see clearly in the dark. Right, so what I thought with this owl is, obviously, I'd like to keep this owl. And I did say, don't call it Wendy. Don't give me the Wendy names, because I'm trying to turn this round so the owl is in our corner, finding deception and being the symbol of wisdom. So the owl's our friend. We're not going to give it an Adelson name or Wendy. I did get a couple saying Wendy actually, and one saying sorry, call it sorry Charlie. I'm going to read you a few names that I got, because it's only fair, because a lot did take part, and I know I'm going to miss loads out because we did get a lot. Just let me read some of them to you, because they are really good. Okay, excuse the specs. Right, somebody said name it Justice. Georgia. Again, I don't want to just put this owl with this case, but it's come about because of this case. So it's going to be our friend, and we might keep it here in the future. Right, Tuto, Trescott, Touche, Owlsley. Here's one, Olinda, and apparently that's a flower that's bold and pretty, but it's also toxic and deadly. But our owl's too nice to be toxic and deadly. It does look like call the owl Wendy because she outsmarted Charlie. She did outsmart Charlie. Well, I'm going to go into a lot of that in a bit. Jill Sue, Tuto, Hooters. Somebody said that Wendy worked in Hooters. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I just wouldn't have thought that they would have had her there. Anyway, Eva, come out at night. Hendrix, sorry Charlie. A couple of people said call it Monroe. If you remember, I did a video where she kept slipping up Wendy and saying Monroe, didn't she? So that was pretty good. Shows you listening to me. Unless you heard it on another channel, I don't know. Anyway, Markel. I wouldn't do that to the Markels, but thanks anyway, and I get your point. Ogle the Owl, that's a good one. And it is a good one. This did make me laugh. Miss Marpole, you know, from Miss Marple, the Agatha Christie characters. I thought that was pretty genius. That it made me laugh. It's good, that. And then we got 2 people asked for this name. The 2 people, the only 2 that I've seen anyway, so if there was more, I am sorry, was Letterman's Girl 90 and Lucy Lou 9530. Both said, call it karma. And you know, that was what I was kind of looking for. So, the name of the owl is Karma. In fact, do you know what? I might get it one of those, you know, those little necklaces that's got, it's got a little name necklace. It depends. So, right, yeah. So, thank you to Letterman's Girl and thank you to Lucy Lou. And before I go any further, I want to thank Sharon. She's got a number after her name, but you know who you are, Sharon, for sending me my very first super thanks, which I put on last week. I didn't mention it because you just don't do it. And in fact, it was another YouTuber that said to me, why have you not got it on? But I never have had it on, so I've put it on. And thank you so much, Sharon. I really, really do appreciate it. I expected it to be up a lot longer before anybody's seen it or sent me anything. So that's really, really nice of you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for being the first one. Okay, right. I'm babbling on, and I don't normally do that, do I? Normally I just get stuck into it. But there are a couple of things that... well, there's one main thing that I think I've seen that I've not noticed before, which has come to my attention, what I think Wendy was up to. So, and I can only give you that in the order that I'm going in tonight. So the minute I hit it, you'll know about it. So, right, let's get cracking. So, welcome to anybody that's new to this channel. Just to say, I don't normally do this, babble on. The regulars will tell you. Right, so obviously this video is about Wendy. You know, I can't leave that person alone. Don't even want to call her a woman. I don't even like saying her name, and apparently I don't even say it right. Listen, we're all one nation here. I come from the UK, so, and I know that a lot of my viewers are from the US, and you're all lovely, and I know that we've all got different accents, haven't we, and everything. So, you know, you say route, I say root, you know, tomatoes, I've said all this before, you know, so I know that I say Wendy, apparently I say it Wendy. I'm trying to say Wendy. I don't know anyway, I just do what I do. But right, so we all know she's a game player. There's something very sinister about Wendy anyway, because even before, right after Dan's death, well, even before his death, she played the games. I've gone through all that in that other video. But even after Dan's death, when she thought she was on a clear path, you know, to the future with all the money and everything, all the insurance, investments, everything, even then, she still played little games. It's like she kind of got off on it. So some of you, I know that a lot of you, you've heard that when she went to this writing class, and she's the most insensitive person. You know, and like I said, even then she was playing mind games and everything. I just want you to have a listen to some of the things that she said in this writing class, and the way that she looks for sympathy, and she was playing the victim. We know she's the victim anyway. She plays the victim. So, but it comes out. But I do believe that she likes dicing with death a little bit. She likes playing these games. It's like she does get some kind of kick out of it. Just listen to this, because I don't know why she never thought for a minute that some of the things that she says people wouldn't think that that was odd. Anyway, I know a lot of you have heard some of this before, but I'm going to go on and move on. So, here we go.
In our show, we're going to give you Wendy, the way she revealed herself in the first semester. In our first class, I gave the prompt, "How are you really?" Wendy wrote about her ex-husband's murder.
On July 18th, 2014, someone shot my ex-husband in the head while he was pulling into our garage after he dropped our then 3- and 4-year-old sons off at school. I only found out this information when the police picked me up from a lunch date I was having with 2 girlfriends and insisted that I come with them back to the station, and then interrogated me for 8 straight hours.
2 weeks later, she came back with some of the answers to our questions. In her first story, she hinted at not feeling like she can publicly express how she really feels.
10 months ago, someone killed the father of my children. First we got divorced, and then he got murdered. In casual conversations, I don't know whether to call him my ex-late spouse or my late ex-spouse, except that late ex-spouse sounds like latex spouse. Last July, someone, and we still don't know who, shot my ex-husband point blank in the back of the head as he pulled into our garage after driving our then 3- and 4-year-old sons to preschool. We married when I was in my mid-20s, when I thought I could cheat the system and marry a man I lacked passionate love for because, hey, didn't that die anyway during marriage?
You know, like she makes like a bit of a joke out of latex husband. And like further on in that, she does say ex-husband. Why couldn't she just call him ex-husband? You know, when Danmarkel's children get older and they hear that, I just wonder whether they'll think, that's a bit strange to have called me dad that. Or would they have been so indoctrinated? And I really hope that they haven't got her mindset now. And their grandmother, Donna, a grandmother, mindset, and that they kind of think that that's normal, because obviously it's not. But it's like it is like she's playing a game, just to say things like that, to see if she can like have people over and just to go to a writing class and to start talking about things like that, and then to say things that he got himself killed. You know, like he went and threw himself under a bus or something. He didn't get himself killed. He was murdered through your family and you. So, but it's not even that. It's like sidestepping the blame, isn't it? He went and did that. She's put the fact that he's been murdered on Dan. Dan got himself killed, and we know that this personality of Wendy's, which is narcissistic, I think it's more than that. From my little bit of studying, I think she's like I think she's a borderline psychopath. I mean, she'd laugh her head off at that, you know, because she just would. But there's somebody that I knew, and he was borderline psychopath, and she behaves exactly like them. Her personality is very, very, very like theirs. And then even on the day of the murder, it's like she couldn't resist wearing that owl t-shirt, hence why we've done all this. And it's mad, isn't it? Because we don't really talk about this owl t-shirt and the bullet baby. I mean, we will when she's on the stand, I know that, but we don't make that much of a big thing of it anymore. But again, it's like coincidences, and you know, like Georgia said to Charlie, there's just so many coincidences. But you know, who puts an owl t-shirt on when an owl's gone on Instagram the night on the night before the murder, and then she's asked to take. What's the chances of that? Wendy, can you bring bullet bourbon to the Stock the Bar party? So she says. So, yeah, it's just too many coincidences. But the point is that on that morning, that was her little buzz. She was getting some kind of kick out of that. And again, and I know I'm mentioning her boys a lot, right? I know Dan Markel's boys, and I don't mean to, and I'm only doing it, I think, now because they're older. You know, they're getting to that age. I'm just hoping that they are intelligent, as Dan Markel was, and they see through all this, like Rob did, and they try to step outside the box, which is going to be so difficult for them. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't be talking, you know, maybe you shouldn't really talk about the boys, but I'm not talking about them per se. I'm talking about how Wendy is behaving and how they are going to look back on this, even if they don't do it while they're younger. When they're older, look back and think, that's a bit strange. Now, I just want to show you two clips here, slightly, both at different times when she was on the stand, but both kind of covering the same subject about her not being able to be arrested. And if you look at her the first time, if you remember, Tara Cowers had a conversation with her about her immunity, and I actually believe that at that time she really did believe that she couldn't be prosecuted, that the thing was as well, if you look at her demeanour on the stand the first time as opposed to the second one, I'm going to play them both one after each other for you. If you just look at the difference in it, I mean, the first time she explains to, you know, the jurors, yeah, it means I can't be prosecuted, and she's very relaxed. She thinks she's home and dry, and has been from the start of this. And all this time, while this has all been going on, in the back of her head, Charlie's gonna go down for this, because she doesn't really care who goes down for it. Obviously, we know Jeff Lacaze was. I'm going to show you a few other things in a bit. Jeff Lacaze was, and Charlie was. She doesn't care, but in her head, she's not going anywhere, because she's got this immunity that she doesn't really understand fully, being a lawyer. She doesn't fully understand, and she's very confident, especially in the first clip. Just have a look at this.
Do you know if Detective Isom ever tried to reach out to your parents?
I don't think he did.
Do you know if Detective Isom ever tried to speak to your brother Charlie?
I don't think he did.
Now, you are testifying today under a state subpoena, correct?
Correct.
And that state subpoena gives you immunity for your testimony, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury, since you're an attorney, what immunity is?
Immunity is freedom from prosecution.
So that means that anything you say today can't be used against you if the state decides to arrest you later on.
The state isn't going to decide to arrest me.
Right? Law enforcement investigations, they're secret.
Sure.
Okay. And their concern, would you agree the concern ultimately in the email was for the care of the children?
The concern was to make sure the children were under good care, but as their mother, I know they're always under good care with me.
Right, but
And there's no
the
need for foster
email
care.
contemplated you not being available to care for them.
That's not possible.
Because it's not possible for you to get arrested.
Correct. Because I've done nothing wrong and I believe in our justice system.
Okay. Well, just wanted to clarify the nature of that. Okay. And after the murder, do you recall going to a dinner where you got sick at the table?
It was about a month later, and yes, I remember.
Where did that dinner occur? Was that here in Tallahassee or somewhere else?
No, it was in Miami.
All right. And was it like out at a restaurant?
It was at a restaurant.
All right, and when we say you got sick at the table, did you actually vomit at the table?
I threw up at the table.
All right, and did you ever hear your brother refer to that particular dinner as a celebratory dinner?
No,
Did you tell Jeffrey Lacoste that your brother called that a celebratory dinner?
I did not.
Was that a...
One moment, Ms. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
The objection.
Hearsay.
Overruled.
Was that dinner a celebration of the murder of your ex-husband?
Absolutely not. That dinner was the first time I left my house after over a month because I was terrified. And if it was a celebration of anything, it was a celebration that I was willing to leave the house and eat a meal.
I think she's over egging it. I think she's overacting like I look there. Probably nothing, not like her, but I'm trying to mimic her. I can't be an actress, but I'm just trying to mimic like what Georgia Kaufman's talking about. She knows exactly what point she's making, but she has to put on this constant act. And you know what, Wendy? Is a pain in the ass because you're not even good. It just winds me up or makes me laugh. Anyway, right, let's crack on to the next bit.
Did your dad get any big gifts for his 70th?
I don't remember.
So there was no big lead up and discussion about some big gift that you were involved in, at least?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I gave him a present. I hope I did.
Do you remember what anybody gave him for that birthday?
I really don't.
Was the murder of Dan Markel your dad's big gift?
I mean, that's, of course not. That's a horrible thing to say.
No, Wendy, that wasn't a horrible thing to say. This is a horrible thing to say.
I sat on a bench last week to watch the boys play. An older woman sitting next to me commented on how adorable my boys are and asked, "What does your husband do?" I hate this question. I haven't yet said, "He doesn't do much because he's dead."
Well,
You know? But she gets all dramatic with Georgia Kappelman. He was saying, was that your father's birthday present? Harvey's birthday present? The murder of Dan Markel? And she gets all dramatic. And yet, her kids, they're going to hear that when they get older. And not only that, you know, like, she's not saying that to a friend. Like, somebody said this to me and I wanted to say he don't do much, because she's not doing that. She's actually saying that for everybody to hear. It's like, what planet are you on where you think that's normal? Just listen to it best anyway.
well, what about the grandchildren, getting full unfettered access to the grandchildren?
My
Could that
parents
have been
had
the
full
big gift?
unfettered access to their grandchildren always.
Not when they lived in Tallahassee.
Well, whenever they could come up and see them, they did.
They were 50% of the time with Dan Markel, right?
Sure, but whenever they were with me, they had full unfettered access.
On the occasion that we're talking about, Dad's birthday, was that one of the times that when you came back to Tallahassee, your parents rode with you and then rented a car and drove home in the rental car?
It was.
And how long a drive is that?
It's about 7 hours.
During that 7-hour trip, or at any time when you were in South Florida, was there any discussion of a murder at all?
No, absolutely not.
Any?
So I'm just going to show you a few clips of Wendy. This is the real Wendy. These are how she gets. These are the faces of Wendy, the dramatics of her. She goes from one extent to the other. She's either, I mean, basically, she looks evil on some of them, and she looks quite affected. And I don't mean affected as in a light way. I mean something not right affected. And she goes from that to fluttering her eyelashes to and her blue contact lenses to the jurors, and she will go like that, and then she will just flip into this nice mode. there's nothing prolonged with it. She'll just flip and turn all the time.
This was filed on March 26th, 2014.
And this was the filing that never got ruled on, right?
I don't believe there was any ruling on this.
And that's because Dan Markel was killed before the hearing, right?
I don't know when it was scheduled for.
It wasn't even scheduled yet.
Okay.
It was waiting to be scheduled when he was killed. Is it fair to say your mom was worried about this motion?
No, my mom never knew about this motion. And as I mentioned before, Danny asked my mom to babysit after filing this motion, so I don't really believe anything that's written here.
Well, you forwarded this motion to your mother.
I don't believe
via
I did.
Email. In fact, you forwarded this motion to 12 different people.
Now, George Kappelman's saying to her there, you forwarded this motion. Because again, Wendy's saying, like, my mother doesn't even know about this. Don't forget, last time on the stand, as I've just said, she was saying, like, she didn't take it serious. Which one is it? So, yeah, she didn't even know about it. And then George Kappelman brings up about who she forwards it to. What I want you to do is I just want you to listen to who these people are. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm asking for your help, your input. Who are these people? But, because when she forwards it to 12 people, one of them being a mother, one of them being Jeffrey Lacaze, and then there's all these other people. I'd like to know who they are. But also, why is she forwarding it to her mother? And why did she not forward it to Charlie if she was forwarding it to her mother? But she didn't. She didn't to Charlie because Charlie was aware of what was going to happen. I'm sure Donna was aware, but she forwarded it to Jeffrey Lacaze. Don't forget, he was a fall guy. And I'm wondering whether, when she forwarded this to other people, whether some of these other people she was going to try and throw in the mix to say, but it's just not come round to that way. All the questioning and the way the case has gone it's not veered round to that. Because she was dropping names, don't forget, at the start. So I'm just wondering whether she, at that time, when she forwarded that to 12 other people, well, call it 10 other people, apart from her mum and Jeffrey Lacaze, 10 other people. There's a couple of women in there, but they were mostly men. Was she dropping them in the mix to confuse the case? And don't forget, when she was in that... when she was in the interview room, she did say, I'm just wondering if I've spoken to the wrong people.
Your mom, Jeffrey Lacaze, Renee Griggs, Tova Walsh, Morgan Honeycutt, Gary Cohen, Miguel Edmondson, Trey Hubler, Robert Adelson, Rachel Frank, Jared Reich, and some MEHULNYC at yahoo.com. So if you weren't worried about this, why'd you send it to all these people?
I couldn't really say. It's been a long time.
And then a couple days later, we know what happened.
So this was in March. So a couple days, I sent it to people in July when Danny was killed.
You sent it a couple days later.
If our kid threw something at the TV, for one, it's not going to do that. Not a toddler anyway. But if our TV was broke, we would get another. One way or another, we would get another. We wouldn't do all this waiting for Charlie to buy this TV and getting the, I've forgotten what they're called now, the repairmen there to repair it. You don't do all that. Not with a crack in the screen, you don't, because obviously they're not going to come with the super glue and put it on the TV, are they? Obviously, just keep watching here now. You'll see all her acting now. It starts coming into play.
What was wrong with the TV that was repaired the morning of the murder?
I think one of my boys might have thrown something at it. There was like a little crack in the TV.
How long had the TV been broken at the time that it got repaired?
I honestly don't remember.
Could it have been a long time, quite a long time?
No, it could have been. I mean, I would be completely speculating. I don't remember how long it was broken for.
Do you remember who repaired the TV?
Okay.
So did he say in that voicemail that he left you what his plans were in regards to the gym that day?
He did.
What exactly did he say about the gym?
About the gym, he said, I'm going to be at the gym probably between 9:15 and 10:30, but I'm happy to chat or meet with you. Maybe we can go for a walk at school or something like that. Let me know.
And that's Wendy reading a genuine message from Dan that he sent, doing the mature thing, sorting the kids out. Maybe we can go for a walk, and all he wanted for them kids was stability and just some kind of normality. And she's reading it as though it's all, yeah, really, really normal, and yet that wasn't going to be the case at all. She'd already made plans for the rest of the day, so that just wasn't going to happen. Now, I just want you to watch what she does for this next bit with regards contact with Magbanua. She makes it perfectly clear, doing all the actions, that she did not have direct contact with Magbanua. To me, the extreme that she goes to explain this, like Wendy does a lot, and that is going to be her biggest downfall, you know, because she over explains. I noticed as well, watching at one stage on the stand, and she was actually volunteering, you know how they say don't, you know, just answer the question. She was actually volunteering, but it was like perjury. And I thought, good, because if you do that on the day, that'll be great for us. But yeah, just watch all the actions and everything. I've got it further down anyway. Now, Kate Magbanua also did say that she didn't have direct access with Wendy, but I'm going to show you what happened on the morning anyway of the murder. But she just goes over the top to prove her point. If you don't mind, I just want to interrupt this video 1 minute. If you can just see that did you like button down there, yep, just give that a smash. Great. And if it's not too much trouble, can you just hit that subscribe next to it if you've not already subscribed? Thank you.
Did you have any contact of any kind with Catherine Magbanua on the day of Dan Markel's murder?
No.
Did you ever communicate with her through WhatsApp?
No, I never communicated with her at all.
All right, let's talk about, well, you communicated with her on the beach.
I saw her in person, but I'm saying I never texted with her, called her. I never communicated via a device other than in person.
Okay.
Now listen to this next bit. But listen to what she says. She says, I have no idea. This is about knowing when Dan Markel was leaving town. And she goes, I had no idea. And then she said, well, you knew. Oh, she went, oh, I did, yeah. Well, that's what she's asking her. But she constantly, I don't know how to explain this, but for some reason she thinks it's okay to just lie until she's been proven wrong or proven that they know the truth. And she just does it like that. And and this is in court. And she doesn't bat an eyelid. She did it with Jibbers, didn't she, with Hankinson, Judge Hankinson. She's just done it all the way through, every time she's been on. I was at the crime scene, I wasn't at the crime scene, I didn't do this, I didn't. It's just constant with her. But this is how she's been brought up, that she can do that. Now, she knows that she's in a court and they're going to pull her. But I don't know if this is stuck in her head that anything she says can't be held against her. and this immunity thing. And that's why she's thinking, I can say what I want and push it as far as I want because I've got this immunity. So I don't know if that's why she's doing it. Just have a listen to this.
From the Cellbrite of Wendy Adelson's cell phone from July 6th of 2014. So chronologically, this is going to be after the June trip that we just saw, and it's going to be before the July trip where Dan Markel ended up being murdered. Was there a text sent on July 6th by Wendy Adelson to Dan Markel?
Yes.
All right. Can you show that to us? Okay, what does this text say?
From Wendy Adelson, it inquires of Mr. Markel, are you in Tallahassee July 14th through the 18th? I just wanted to know if I can have the kiddos on the 16th. Thanks.
Okay, and he says yes, you can?
He does.
All right, the dates that we see that Wendy Adelson is asking Dan Markel about, what is significant about those dates? July 14th through 18th.
Those would encompass the second trip to Tallahassee where Mr. Markel was murdered.
So I just want you to watch her demeanour. I have speeded it up very titchy bit, but I just want you to watch her demeanour a little bit. She just seemed, again, like she's overacting, like trying to be so normal when it's just not normal. Some of the things that she's doing that day with regards the getting the TV fixed and phoning Charlie and speaking to Charlie for 18 minutes. And then you'll see the detective, he'll show us a map of how the calls was going that morning. And she phoned Charlie, she phoned a mother, she phoned Charlie, they phoned her. It was all going on. And that's a lot. It's a lot of calls just for a TV. I couldn't even imagine ringing my mum and saying, my TV's broke. She says, right, and what? most parents would, wouldn't they? What are you telling me for? Go and get another one. I've got no money, go and get another one. But all this over a TV. And that's what I was going to say before as well. She's got enough money to go out and buy a TV. Why does she need to get one off her brother? Cheaper than hiring a hitman and all this rubbish, this joke. But why would she have all these conversations with all her family? This is a woman, again, who's supposed to be a lawyer. Deals with immigration, tells people how to get through these problems where there's been immigration problems and how to get through after certain problems, and she can't get herself a bleeding TV. I mean, it just depends who the jurors are, doesn't it? Really. Let me just play the rest of this for you.
How did the killers in this case know that Dan Markel was planning to leave town the day after the killing?
I have no idea.
You knew he was planning to leave town the next day, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Did you convey that information to anyone?
Absolutely not.
To your knowledge, did your brother have that information?
I don't know why he would have known that.
So if the killers were told it has to be done today because he's leaving town tomorrow, we don't know how they knew that.
I have no idea how they knew that.
But it would have to come from someone familiar with Dan Markel's schedule, wouldn't it?
They would have to find out somehow. I don't know how.
Okay. So that particular voicemail doesn't sound very emotionally abusive. Would you agree with that?
No, by this point in time, we were parenting really well and we were doing just fine.
Getting along great. Did you talk to your brother on the day of your ex-husband's murder?
I did.
And about what time of day did you speak to him?
It would have been right after the repair guys were there, because that's when I called him to ask him whether I should get the TV repaired or buy a new TV. So okay. It would have been morning.
How long did you talk to him?
I don't remember.
Does 18 minutes sound incorrect?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay. Did you talk to him about other things other than just the TV?
I really don't remember what else I talked to him about, but probably maybe I would have asked him about his work or we would have caught up.
Did you happen to mention Dan Markel's plans to go to New York the next day?
I don't see why I would have.
So here we have also included the information from Wendy Adelson's forensic extraction or her Cellbrite report. So we're able to see other things that were contained in her phone. One of the first things we see is that she had a calendar entry for that day listed as fixed TV.
Now we see that it's deleted.
Yes.
When would that have been deleted?
Sometime prior to our analysis of the handset.
And your analysis of the handset was done that same day?
It was done, yes, the afternoon of the 18th.
Okay. So this calendar event, fixed TV, was deleted at some point before her phone was taken by law enforcement and looked at that afternoon?
That's correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then we see that there is an outbound call from Wendy Adelson to Donna Adelson.
And that's starting at 8:09 in the morning?
That's correct.
Okay.
An immediate return attempt. And then a text message. Again, this is from Wendy Adelson's handset itself, but there is a return text message or a text message from Donna Adelson to Wendy communicating about Best Buy and coming by for the repair of the TVs.
Okay, she says, Best Buy just called me and I told them to confirm with you. They are on their way over now to help you with the TV set in your living room.
Yes.
Okay. All right, what's next?
We have a text from Wendy Adelson to Charlie Adelson stating, "This is so sweet."
We see that that's deleted.
It is, yes.
That would have also been deleted prior to law enforcement analyzing her cell phone that afternoon, the same day as Dan Markel's murder?
That's correct.
Okay, what's next?
An attempt from Charlie Adelson to call Wendy Adelson. And then a return call from Wendy Adelson to Charlie that lasted just over 18 minutes.
Okay, and what about after that 18-minute call between Charlie Adelson and Wendy Adelson?
Well, this will probably be almost during that, but there's a 9:38 call, or just after that, from Charlie Adelson to Donna Adelson, an attempt for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 9:57, again, an outbound from Charlie Adelson to Miss Magbanowa, 12 seconds. Return call, 9:58, 13 seconds. And again, Mr. Adelson to Miss Magbanowa for 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Charlie Adelson again attempts to call Wendy Adelson at 10:06 a.m. 10:07, 10:08. There's a couple of contacts between Miss Magbanowa and Mr. Adelson, one just over a minute and one about 9 seconds. And then 10:09, Charlie Adelson called to Miss Magbanowa for 5 minutes and 54 seconds.
By less than an hour after that, Dan Markel is murdered.
That's correct.
Okay.
You know, while I'm watching this case, I'm fascinated just as much with the lawyers as well. And I'm wondering, like, what Rushbone's game is. Because obviously now he's going to defend Donna. I don't know whether it's the same way or not. I don't know. But he's going to defend Donna. And I'm thinking, right, you can see that Wendy's not playing ball with you when she's on that stand, because she's not. I've already done a video on what Wendy's going to do. It's going to be me and them. Wendy's going. I've told you she's going for what she was going for right at the start of this. She's going for everything, right? And I don't know why Rushbone doesn't say to Donna and Charlie, listen, Wendy's not playing ball. Doesn't matter. When she's on that stand and I'm asking her things, it's not going right. Why don't yous drop her in it? Because she's pretty much, as well as sending that email to 12 other people, she's pretty much done the same with her own family. She's tried to set them up. She's not bothered about her mother. I believe that she's seen Harvey now. But there was a stage when her mother was around, she wasn't seeing her dad. And like I've said in the past, you know, there's something about with her dad. She doesn't like people questioning her about her dad. She's more protective over her dad for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's got a lolly and he'll sign everything to her once she's linked him going to Whole Foods. Come on, Daddy. And like, I'll do everything that I can to help you and my mum. But, you know, you'll have to just like sign everything over to me. So, you know, so that I can look after those boys. Never mind Charlie's lad. Never mind that. Never mind that you've got a son called Robert in New York. Not that he needs you, but never mind that. It's me and you, Daddy. That's what makes me think with that. But I don't know why Rashbaum doesn't think, listen, I look alright. I can't say the word here. Doing this big extortion thing, and Donna's gonna go down the same route, which she's stupid if she does, because she can see it didn't work for Charlie. Why is she gonna go down that route? But she's gonna do whatever she needs to do. It's absolutely stupid. So, and it was weird because like Georgia did say to Wendy, so you've just found out, and like your brother's known for like all these like a good few years. Who murdered your husband? And she wasn't like, because we know she's been involved in it, but she hadn't thought that bit through, that, yeah, why wouldn't Wendy be going off her head if she didn't know about it and she's just found out? So you just found out who it was and what happened and everything, and for 2 years you kept it a secret from me. So it's absolutely stupid. And then it's going to be Donna as well, because Donna is going to go probably agree with this extortion thing as well. So is that why Wendy's standing back from her mother? Well, that's not why. She's going to stand back from her anyway, because she's going to take the lot, Wendy. So, but is that the excuse that she's going to use? Well, even my own mother didn't tell me. But you know what? Rashbaum here, he could go to Donna, visit Charlie, because he's already a go between them both. He's been paid enough. So he could say, listen, Wendy's going for the lot here. So was she involved? And if she was involved, why don't you just spill it? Because Harvey's like mid-late 70s. I don't think he's not 80 yet. But obviously he's not going to be around forever. And Wendy's just, you know, on his arm now, going shopping with him and everything, waiting to pick up the goods. So Wendy thinks she's going to do. That's what she thinks she's going to do. But she's not. She's not. There's just too much evidence against her. There's not a chance that she's going to walk from this. I mean, it'd be absolutely impossible to walk from this. She's literally perjured herself all the way through these trials. Every time that she's been on the stand, she's perjured herself. So what's she going to be like when she can't perjure herself? You know, she hasn't got that immunity. And she's on her own. Then what's she going to do? So she's just going to deny that she knew anything about this, all this. And then she thinks that us and the prosecution are all going to forget about the messages that she sent, going to the crime scene, the bourbon, the owl t-shirt, the calls. You know, this is so sweet message to Charlie, all this, and I believe that they'll have something that we don't know about yet. I believe that they'll have something. Definitely. Anyway, on that note, so me and Karma are going to say good night. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you soon. I might do one in the week. I might just do a quick midweek one. I am just going to touch on the Sarah Boone as well, because I've not, you know what, I stopped covering that for a little while because it was all bad news, and it's like I was the messenger. Every time I said, yeah, you know, another lawyer's left, oh, my subscribers kept leaving me. It was like it was my fault, and I was on, like I said, I was only the messenger. But I'm just going to do a bit of a catch up on that, and there's a couple of other things. Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to say take care, stay safe, and good night. Okay, bye.